Welcome, everybody, to the Sweatshop Podcast. It is me, your host, Sweats. And of course, once again, it's my boy, the Maestro. Welcome, baby. We are back, Daddy.
You know what? It feels great to be back. You know what I'm saying.
Oh,
you know
yes.
what I'm saying.
Oh, yes, I do.
It feels so good to be back. Took a long time off.
Yes.
Long time taming. But
Yes.
now we are here. We are back. We are hopefully bringing you guys some more of that Sweatshop podcast you've so been longing for.
Absolutely, man. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, I have been busy as fuck. Like, I mean, that's just the absolute truth. I've just been busy. I ain't got time for shit. I'm tired as hell when I'm getting home, and we were recording late as hell. So like I'm out here like doing the absolute most. But in reality, nowadays, I took off like this year. I don't work as much for my other job. Like, so I have like some days in there that I can make things happen, make things work. And no better time to start talking about anything right now except talking about what just happened this past weekend. Really, is we had a couple things happen. We had MLB happen. Of course, we had Wrestlemania happen, man. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Ooh, that's a great question. Because I mean, like we have been, I mean, even though we have still been talking about things, we have not been sharing that with everybody out there because we've both just been like incredibly busy. But it was time to get this back together.
Yes,
you know,
no
to
doubt.
kind of, especially now that the HTW Network is starting to, rebrand itself and starting to do a lot of things differently, hoping to change the landscape here. We thought, what a better time to come back than during this particular time period, not only for the HTW Network, but obviously for wrestling in general, because we just had this WrestleMania 39.
Yes, we
happen
did.
In that SoFi Stadium.
Ooh, did we ever, man? That was, I'm going to tell you what. We're just we're going through night one, night two. We'll kind of go about the whole thing here. But I'm gonna tell you what, just off the cuff right away, night one was infinitely better than night two. And I'm not saying night two was like the worst thing I ever saw. It's just that night one was one of the best pay-per-views I've ever seen. So
yeah, like, I mean, WrestleMania or not, that was just, it was other, like I remember because I was watching it with some people, and I was like, I don't know how they're going to top it for night two, because that was like just night one itself. And I think we said this to each other. It was like that just night one was better than a lot of WrestleManias in general. And 39 was not even over at that point. That was just night one.
It ended in a tag match. It ended in a tag match.
If the tag titles.
Yeah, for the tag titles. It ended it right there. And I'm not talking Brutus the Beefcake and Hulk Hogan versus versus Ted DiBiase. And I'm not talking about all that.
Not that one. Not WrestleMania 9.
No, I'm not talking about 39.
Yeah, we're talking 30 years later.
No, I'm talking about some real shit going on over here. And boy, I mean, let's just go through down the list, man. We had John Cena and Austin Theory, and it's like a nice little, bringing John Cena looking old as fuck back.
He's got the bald spot like I do.
Yeah. He got a bald spot in the back. He's looking old. I think he needs his buzz cut back, because I think it just really exposes that back end of his hair, and he got that long hair now doing acting and all that stuff, so he needs that hair.
Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of looks like he's got some of those transplants happening in the front.
Yeah.
Some of his other crew cuts were a little bit further back. You see it happening here. He might have taken some of that from the back and put it up front, but forgot to replace it.
Oops. But you know what? It's okay, John, man. I ain't mad at you. You came back. You wrestled Austin Theory. They got a little history, because Austin Theory loves some John Cena. Loves him some John Cena. And I can see the similarities between the two 100%. Austin Theory, in my opinion, I've had my thoughts about John Cena. I know John Cena's great, tells a great story. He's just awkward as fuck in the ring. So,
you know what, though? Aside from that, though, he always performs. You
Oh,
know,
he always performs
on the big stage like that. He always comes through. He always performs, and even with him not really being a full timer anymore, he'll put on a nice little match here with Austin Theory. Like I wouldn't have been mad if it went a little longer.
Yeah,
I would not have been. Which
it's bad.
Which that's saying something, because normally it's like, okay, let's, you know, sometimes these guys, it's like, let's wrap this up. But, you know, I would have liked to see a little bit more from this. And that was actually kind of a theme with some of these matches, where it was like, I would actually like to see a little bit more. But that's me speaking as like a wrestling fan, whereas WWE caters to more than just the wrestling fan. They are definitely the entertainment side of things too. So I understand, like, you know, keeping a little bit of a cap on how long things go and all that kind of stuff. But I thought, as they say in the culinary world, this was a nice amuse-bouche to the
oh my goodness,
you know it. You know, I got to break out all the big words and lexicon and all that kind of stuff. I've been saving it all up for so long.
Oh yeah, now. That's right. You
know, but yeah, I thought this was a nice little amuse-bouche right here for night one, because I was like expecting this one to be one of the pillars for night one,
right?
And really, it got better from there.
It got better from there. Yeah. Boy, did it. Yeah. And I think they had a short because, you know, John Cena has not been bumping like this out here. So, you know, and I think the right person won.
He's doing the cardio like that. You know what I mean?
And I think the right person won. You know, I know that, you know, all this stuff, John Cena coming back, whatever. I think the right person won. They want to build. I mean, they're trying to rebuild back up Austin Theory, like instead of pushing him so hard, so fast. Right. And you know how fans feel about that type of stuff when you're trying to push people down their throats.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they're not ready for it.
Time and time again.
Yeah. They're not ready for it. So there's no need. There's no need for that. He's young. He's ready. He just came up like, what, a year or two ago? Like, I mean, it's
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I just would have wished it was a little more of a clean ending than, because you got the ref thing going on. And which, like, I get that fits into the storyline of it, him being a heel and whatever. Right. But I think, you know, and maybe this isn't it. Maybe there is another one down the line where he eventually does beat him, because, you know, that was the whole promo setting it up, is like John Cena was coming in and he was saying like, hey, you know, I'm going to put a whooping on you, kid. You wish you didn't ask for this. And then turn around and, you know, that happened. Like, it, I don't know. I just think for Theory's sake, it would have been cool to get a clean win, like when Kevin Owens came.
That's the first thing I was thinking about as soon as you were saying it.
Just wiped him clean. You know what I mean? Because John's not opposed to that, but it seems like I feel like there could be more money to be had from this. So maybe that's the reason why they went with the ref fuckery, so to speak.
Yeah, I was thinking about Kevin. As soon as you started talking about it, I was like, oh, that reminds me of Kevin Owens when you just being straight up clean, straight up in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, and there's nothing wrong with beating somebody straight up in the middle like that. Like, you beat them that night, it is what it is. Like, it doesn't have to be dirty all the time. You can do dirty tactics throughout the match.
Sure.
But that shouldn't end the match. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which it's a finish that a lot of places are relying on.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like, it's not just a WWE thing. It's
not.
Just like, because you don't really, you know, there comes a time where somebody has to lose clean.
Right.
You know, but you can't always, like, you can still build people to be strong even in a clean loss. And that's the thing you really want to try to focus on, instead of kind of giving dirty wins all the time to somebody who you are trying to build their credibility for. So, like, yes, he's got that notch. He beat John Cena, but, you know, it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, in reality, when it all comes down to it, I thought it was a really good match. I mean, a really good starter match. It wasn't the best match ever, obviously, but, you know, I just thought it was clean, the way it went down. So the next match right after that, they hit with the what is it? The Fatal 4-Way tag.
Yeah, the tag team showcase or whatever they called it.
Yeah, I actually liked the fact that they called it a showcase. I don't know. There's something about that I appreciated, instead of just being like, why is this match on the card?
Right.
Well, showcase.
It's that, yes, there should be, you know, especially coming at it from somebody who is behind a promotion. It's you don't just want to book matches to book matches. There should be some kind of justification for said match, whether there is a storyline to it or there's not. there should just be some kind of justification. Otherwise, why should the audience care about it? Why should they be invested? And they labeled it as a men's show because they had a men's showcase, and then night 2 had the women's showcase, which obviously we'll get to in a little bit. But I thought this was a ton of fun, especially for how often we've heard that WWE gets dragged through the mud saying they don't care about tag team wrestling and all that kind of stuff. And we've seen it, we've seen the times where the tag team titles get muddied up in other stuff and whatever.
There was a time when tag teams weren't even existing at all.
Well, they weren't like real tag teams. Like
not really.
Here at least we have 3 real tag teams. I still don't consider like Strowman and Ricochet a real tag team, but like they're working on it. Yeah, I mean, I like their dynamic though. It's just they like to me. I just other than that they're both bald and bearded.
Yeah. Well, you got the big man, small man. Like I do like the tag teams where you got the big guy, and the small guy. Little Diesel, Shawn Michaels action,
But you also got that with Alpha Academy, and they're like an actual tag team now.
Yeah, that's true.
Before they were not, but now there's that justification that they're together rather than just like some kind of random, pairing. But regardless, I thought this match was super fun. It was just it was a showcase. It was a showcase for all of their strengths. You know what I mean? You got the Strowman Express, you got Street Profits shined, obviously. Even the Viking Raiders, like Ivar. I mean, he got to showcase his athleticism for a big man like that. Like,
I love when they do that stuff. Yeah.
Like this was just a fun match, and it was truly a showcase.
Gable in that fucking suplex. That shit was fire.
Yeah, and their like twist on that. I guess they call it like the Tower of Doom spot or whatever, where they like held him up.
Held him. Yeah.
Like it wasn't just like everybody suplex. We see it every time.
Yeah,
they held them there.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then like that was a fun a fun twist on that.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. Yeah, it was
because like a lot of times you see those matches become just spot fests,
right? And
you lose some of like the actual psychology in it. But I thought it was a good mix.
Yeah, it was a good mix.
There's a time and place for it, but like can't be all the time. And it wasn't. It was fun. It was a fun match to watch.
It's just funny because I think people want to cheer Chad Gable, right? Like, you know what I mean?
They're starting to. They're starting to. You hear it a little bit.
You hear it. I know. They want to because at that moment, for those 20 seconds after he did that, he was over as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? But Otis is still over as fuck. It don't matter what Otis does on the camera. Like, that dude is still over. Like, it's crazy as hell.
I just wish they had a little bit more of the modeling stuff with him.
Yeah,
because they're like teasing that the Otis. I love it. I just love it. He's a good character. He's a good character.
Now the next again, like you go from this to that tag match. Good stuff going on, and then you got this Seth Rollins Logan Paul match on 3. It's number 3 on the card.
Yeah,
3. Come on.
Yeah,
3rd.
Yeah, like they're not even putting it towards the end. You would think with the star power it'd be more towards the end, but
I was like, oh shit, they started with this already?
Starting real hot.
So like they do it was nice. Like, I mean, it was all good. I thought it was a little weird when they had the conductor come out.
I didn't like the entrances. I didn't like either one, honestly. I know like WrestleMania is about the spectacle entrances, but these were kind of weird, lackluster.
It would have been better to me if they would have had the conductor literally go to one side, try to have them do the whoa without having the weird thing like they were trying to do.
Well, they piped it in.
They piped in the noise.
But here's the thing. I don't know if you've noticed this at all. People sing it wrong.
They sing wrong all the time. I know they do. I know.
Because people just think it's that one phrase.
Yeah.
But with us coming from that musical background, the second little thing, it goes up.
It goes up.
So then that's where you hear the harmony every time because people are singing it wrong. They just think it's the whoa every time. Yep. That second one is whoa.
Yep. I know.
Sing it wrong every time.
No, it's just little things. You could have got Jacob Collier there. Jacob Collier would have had all this motherfuckers doing this.
Yep. Yeah.
They probably should have called Jacob Collier. Fucking would have had that shit locked down.
Yeah, probably.
They could have got that shit done before cameras even started rolling.
or even Bobby McFerrin, you know, getting him.
That's right.
To the little pentatonic.
Up and down.
Hops up and down.
Going from one side to the other, yeah.
Yeah.
I love showing that. I show that shit all the time.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Oh,
you get the audience to sing a pentatonic scale.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought that was weird. I thought the zip lining was like,
it was like a weird ass. I was like, are they trying to be Shawn Michaels? Or
as soon as he was like, take me up, I was like, we sure?
Yeah.
I was like, we sure we want to do this?
Yeah. I was thinking Shawn Michaels, but then I thought of Owen Hart. Every time somebody goes on a zip line, I always think of Owen Hart.
Anything from a roof, I'm like,
let's not.
No,
let's not.
And I'm surprised that like got cleared, especially because of like how but then like it was like the tiniest zip line ever. It just was like, take me from like the bottom of this stage here to like the middle of the stage.
He went nowhere. Yeah.
It's like, what? Why?
It was very weird.
Like, why even bother with it? Like, just like walk down the ramp like everybody else.
But besides the stupid ass entrances, I really thought this was really good. Like, Logan Paul out here putting in work, man. Like,
big time.
And I know Seth. I mean, obviously Roman Reigns, when he fought Roman Reigns, obviously that was great. Mm-hmm. When he fought, I mean, said these are two of the greatest wrestlers right now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you got two of the greats, and Seth Rollins is great. And the way he sold for him was great. You made it believable. You make him believable, which is what you want to do. You want him to be hated. You want him to be like at first people are like, oh, he shouldn't be beating Seth like that, but he almost beat Roman. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's in a good spot. It was a cool spot with KSI taking the bump from the top. Like, I mean,
that was fun when they like revealed. I was like, I know that's somebody. Like,
I thought it was his brother.
You know what? I thought it was just going to be like, well, this is going to sound real bad. At first, I thought it was R-Truth. Because I'll be honest, I have no idea who KSI is. I'm not hip. I'm not hip to the.
Well, they fought each other once. They did boxing, and now they have they did boxing together. KSI won that, and now they've done. I guess they're in partnership with together for a.
Are they like together in that Prime thing?
Yeah, they're together in that Prime.
Drink?
Yeah,
it's like Gatorade. Like Prime's like a Gatorade type.
Yeah.
Powerade, whatever. Yeah, I did not realize because before WrestleMania I had no idea who that guy was. So like I was not hip to that. That's why I thought it was R-Truth. Because otherwise I got no. So I just like saw this dude with a surprise face. I'm like, well, that has to be R-Truth because like who else would do this shit?
Yeah. No, that's funny as hell.
But then they were like, it's KSI. I'm like, lost me. But that probably popped a lot of people who know the social
who that
stuff.
Because even I knew who he was. I knew
that's
who he
big.
was.
Like, that's a big thing. I know I'm like an old man under a rock when it comes to that kind of stuff. But like, you know,
I actually knew who he was because I mean I like boxing, so obviously I knew who he was. Yeah. And props to props to the Paul brothers for kind of like because they had a terrible stigma. Like I guess about 10 years ago, 8 years ago, somewhere around there. They had like real bad, like, you know, because they did some stupid shit like when they were kids or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like since then, you know, they really kind of turned it around, like as far as like promoting themselves and, you know, love or hate them or whatever.
I mean, clearly they're making a ton of money whether you do like them or not. Like it is what it is, you know, between the social media, between the fighting appearances, you know, with you know, his brother Jake Paul doing all that. And
yeah, I mean, it's all good, but it was great. I thought it was a really good match. They had they told a story in the ring. I mean, there's nothing more you can say about it. He was selling. Paul's out here selling. Like, come on, man. Like,
he's turning into the complete package right now. Because like he already had the charisma.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that he just kind of oozes that. It's a matter of how you can translate that into a ring and how you can not only be the guy who can give it, but who can also take it, you know, as far as like the punishment and stuff is concerned and do it believably. Because, you know, sometimes those guys come in and, you know, you just don't see the believability, and he really, he gets that. He understands the theater of it. Yeah.
Well, the next match, and this is just me. I was like, oh, well, here's the match that's going to kind of like bring it down. Right. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, here's this next match or whatever. And it honestly wasn't that bad. Like, I mean,
it looks worse because of how good night one was. Like, that's the problem. Like on a normal pay-per-view day, this would be probably middle of the pack.
Yeah.
But because it happened on night one of this WrestleMania 39,
this was the worst
to
match.
me, of night one, this was the worst.
This is the worst match.
This was the worst match. And not like because you have to pick, a best and a worst.
Right.
It's not because this was like a 1 out of 10.
Right.
This was still like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
I agree. Yes.
But at the same time, when you just went through 3 matches that were 8, 9, 10 out of 10, pretty much like
better. Yeah, each one.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Like it was bound to happen, and like it, with like they did some cool things.
They did.
As far as like some of the spots, but just overall, like,
meh. I mean, it was again, Bailey doing her very best, to make things happen out here. I thought Trish looked really good. I thought Lita looked, and Becky was fine or whatever. Yeah, but Io, of course, Io does her moonsault off the top and all that good stuff. So yeah. So we have that. So I think, again, we can go through it or whatever. I don't know if the right team won, but obviously they were going to win. They have the Hall of Famers with there. That's just that's how that's going to go. All right, let me see here. Let's go with this next guy over here. We got Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, look at you. We live, baby. We doing this. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. We having a whole conversation right now. We're going to hear everybody's business out here. That's my favorite. Call that number. Call that number.
800-332-4293. Thank you.
Listen,
fucking bullshit.
What's great is that still landlines exist in the world.
I know. I'm one of the few people that has one.
They still exist.
They not even call my cell phone. They call the landline. It's like, why even bother? Why even bother?
Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. I remember texting you. It was like, are you in on this? Like, are you in on Dominic? Because, I was. That's the thing. Like, I know people are hating on the kid, man, but kid out here doing some good ass heel work. He's been doing good ass heel work for a whole what, like how long has it been? Like,
oh my gosh, what, since October?
9 months? Yeah, like 9-10 months.
September, October,
something like that. Yeah, he's been doing some solid heel work.
Well, and like the fact of it is, like, people, like, some people aren't on it, but like they're not on it because I think they were looking for him to be a heel to get behind, rather than like to me, he reminds me of like Baron Corbin. Where like people don't like him and they don't like him. You know what I mean? Like they don't like him. It's not like we don't like you, but we like, we accept you, kind of thing. They're like, no, we want this guy to go away. That's like, that's what you want.
Yep.
Out of a heel. So I think he's doing fantastic. And then the whole like convict thing makes me chuckle.
It is quite funny. Yeah. It's good shit.
It's oh my God.
It really is. It's good shit.
Yeah. No, but I think he's really sort of come into his own at this point. And I think he's only gonna get better too. This is just like scratching that surface, but this is that breakthrough.
Yeah.
And Pops helped him out on that breakthrough.
Yep.
But I thought we got to see a lot of good character stuff from Dominic here. And then obviously we know he has the abilities to be good in the ring. And I thought they put on a good match too. Yeah,
I thought it was a really good match. And it's funny, I think it was one of Ray's better matches I've seen him in a long time. Yeah. And that's kudos to both of them. I mean, obviously they're related, so obviously they have like the whole vibe. His sister, first of all, his sister fine, like sister out here fine. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah,
sister out here,
not wrong.
Sister out here, like I was like, oh, I've seen her before. But I'm like, my goodness, like you out here like this. She threw the water at him. She was about to go scrap. I said, "Oh my goodness!"
No,
Yeah.
Buddy Murphy is rolling in his grave or whatever.
Oh my!
Remember that whole ordeal? Trying to get that love, the love angle.
Yeah, I remember. Oh my god! But no, I thought I thought this was a really good match. I think this doesn't do anything but elevate Dominic to wherever he wants to go or wherever he needs to be.
Yeah, and by what we saw afterward, it's not over.
It's not over, and I think Dominic is going to end up beating him
at some point.
And which it should be, because Ray is on his way out and Dominic is young. Like it's his time. You know what I mean? It's his time. Whenever he ends up being a face, it's not like they were booing him before. They're just you know what I mean? It wasn't like they were booing. It's not like they were he was a face and they were booing him. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. He was like getting booed, like because he turned on, like they saw the turn coming. It was going to eventually happen. So they were ready for it and they were ready to boo him.
Yeah.
But
I'm just ready to see, how he'll do outside of, because right now it seems like we're getting his evolution here, but it's still within a comfort zone.
It is a comfort zone.
You know what I mean? Like it's in a comfort zone with, especially like people with his style and like people, but like once he kind of breaks through that, once he's done with Ray,
right?
Where does he go next? And then sort of like, how does he get to that next level, if he can get that next level, which I think he can. It's just a matter of seeing how that goes into like how long it would take to do that. Or
who's the U.S. champ right now?
Austin Theory.
Right. Okay. I mean, I'm just throwing shit out. I don't know. It's not gonna be Walter unless Walter ain't losing anytime soon.
Gunther's got that on lock.
Yeah.
Right now, unless they're ready to put him to the world title, I don't think he's.
Yeah. Which I kind of want them to do, but I know there's more to. I know there, but again, we have to get to the whatever later. I'm not sure what's happening now. So
there's money to be had.
I'm not sure what's going to happen right now.
Yeah.
Then you have this motherfucking match. God damn.
Yeah.
Then you got Charlotte and Rhea. God damn.
This was unreal.
Like, jeez Louise, that was a good match.
Yeah.
My goodness. And the bumps this girl was taking. I was like, can she take a German? Is she out here just trying to kill herself?
She's just trying to like flip through it. I'm like, what are you doing? And then she like lands directly on her face. It's like,
just shake the German. Just take a back drop. Like, what you doing?
I was like, you're not your dad. You weren't in the plane crash. You can land on your back. You're all right.
And boy,
like how Ric Flair can't do that.
But boy, she did land on her back with that riptide order she gave her from the second. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
She crunched her in half with that one.
Yeah, I mean they just absolutely beat each other. And that was definitely one of the best matches of both nights.
Yep.
But it's tough for me to say. In my mind, I kind of want to say this was the best match of night one.
Ooh, really? It's really close, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It's very close.
It's so close.
But there's a slight edge here for me as far as like the actual match is
itself
concerned. Because this, I will tell you, like, and obviously we'll get to that in a second. But this match was less driven by the emotional storyline factor, and yet it's still delivered as such. Whereas, when we get to that tag match, so much of that investment was even before the match started.
Right.
And then how they developed it through the match was what made it also a great match. Whereas this one just had, the idea of, okay, here's Rhea, who hasn't really beaten Charlotte yet, giving her everything she's got. Like, it's a pretty, there's not a whole lot of other layers to this story other than that.
Right.
And they deliver that kind of match. Whereas, you got the tag match that has all those multiple layers to it with the whole bloodline and you're already set up to just be as invested as possible in this outcome. And then, they deliver on that. So that's why, to me, as far as like the match goes, I give the slight edge. Like if I had to do like on a 10-point scale, I'd say this is like a 9.8, and then like the tag match is like 9.7. Like it's like that close.
Well, after that, you had to do this, and this is smart. I like this. You get a little palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Do a little palate cleanser. Get your mouthwash. Get everything. You had that delicious meal.
Exactly.
And you need that palate cleanser to go ahead and hit the rest of it.
We got like a full like 4 or 5 course meal right here.
Oh yeah.
And now you're about to hit dessert.
Yeah.
But you got to get the palate cleanser.
You got to get that palate cleanser. You got to get that sorbet. Go ahead and get that. You know what I mean?
Have just that little mint thing, whatever. Just like
just a little something in there. Yep. And Pat McAfee and The Miz, and Pat McAfee comes out, and that's always a hit for everybody. Yeah. And the Snoop Dogg is over here being Snoop, high as fuck.
Yep.
But we'll get to Snoop later because it's Snoop MVP out. Snoop MVP out here because we'll get to that in the second night too. Oh yeah. But so The Miz is out here getting his ass whooped. That's that. And then we have the main. We got the main. And we have the Usos and Sammy and Kevin. They have a whole backstory. Sammy and Kevin got a whole backstory from long years past, who are essentially like brothers versus actual brothers. They're out here
and then
doing
like former brother. Sami Zayn being part of the bloodline.
All that. It's the whole thing, man.
Yeah, it's a whole story. But if you were following it, there was no way. I feel like there was no way you could not be invested
100%
in this outcome, because you are looking to see what's going to happen, because like that has been since I think SummerSlam, even before this has been the storyline.
Right.
This whole bloodline centric thing has been the piece de resistance in WWE right now, and this is one chunk of it. Like you get one chunk on night 1, you get another chunk on night 2. So you see how part of the story unfolds here, which I get. That's like, and that was another thing. Like I get why this was the main event. But if you're technically speaking, when you have the winner of the Royal Rumble, they are guaranteed to main event WrestleMania as, against the champion.
Right.
And technically that's a co-main event. Like Charlotte and Rhea was the co-main event. They were not the last main event.
They were not the last match. No.
I understand why they had to do it this way, but
they did.
At some point, where does because like if they would have put, like, let's say they put that women's championship match on first, you know what I mean? Like what's the difference between putting it on first and putting it on right last before the actual main event, quote unquote? Right. You know what I mean? Like
I get what you're saying, but I mean they needed that go home happy vibe for that first night.
Yeah, no, and that's why I'm like, I understand why they had to and it's not like all that way, and
it's not like they wouldn't have cheered Rhea like heavily, like if they won. It's just not the same type of like joy.
Well, yeah, because she's technically not the face in that situation, technically.
No, but it was wonderful. And I made a comment to you, like saying like about the spamming of finishers, but in this case, like Sammy kicking out of all that shit, like he's like, I'm not fucking losing to these motherfuckers. Like there's like, and I get that. Like he was like, I'm not losing.
Well, it just shows like the characteristic of like not giving up in this pursuit of trying to destroy the things you once loved.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like how that turned into revenge and like that whole narrative. Like I think that was because like, the 1D, like first person to kick out of the 1D.
Yeah.
Huge. And I'm glad it was him and not like, as much as Kevin Owens is part of this equation, it really was all about Sammy.
It's about Sammy.
It really was. And I'm kind of glad that he was that centerpiece of all that kind of stuff. And Owens played like a nice side character to that, a very important side character. But he is
the side. Let's not get twisted. Yeah. Let's not get twisted. So yeah, I mean, in reality, and that's a great way to end night 1. I mean, I'm talking about, how many matches is that? 7?
Yeah. I think one. Well, are you counting the surprise McAfee Miz?
No,
because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, yeah, probably 5, 6, 7. Yep.
So out of the 7 matches, I would say 5 of those matches were 4 stars or higher, and the other one was 3 and some change. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's, I mean, I would say a few of those are 5-star matches. Like, you know what I mean? And then you had a couple 4, some changes, a 4 and a 3 or something. Like, you know what I mean?
It can't be 5 stars unless it's in the Tokyo Dome.
Oh no, no, that's 6 and some change.
That's true. Here. Yeah, I bet you that tag match would have been like 8 1/4 if it was in the Tokyo.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, no doubt. There's no doubt about it. All right, so that was night 1. What a fantastic night! I'm sitting there with Erica, and she's sitting here enjoying that shit. Like, she was enjoying it. So I was like, oh,
there you go.
That's good. So here we go. We go from night 1 to night 2.
Yeah, which is where, like, okay, how are we going to top it? Because that's what you should think to do at that point is, how do you top it?
So we got Brock Lesnar and Omos to start this thing off. Okay,
that is not the way.
That's not the way to start. This is not the way to start. Why are we doing this?
They're starting with the star power. Like, they start with John Cena night 1 to grab people's attention. You start because honestly, what else do you start with?
You could start with.
I would have started with Shane.
He might have not tore his shit up by that point. Like, he might have been ready to go by that point. He probably sitting back there, like, just coming out. He probably wasn't working out at all. Just came out. He could have came out, not tore his shit up, done his work, but people got home happy. All this shit. Anyway, we'll come back to that later.
Because Brock Lesnar transcends WWE.
He does. I understand. I get it. I also understand why he won. I don't like the fact that he won like that, but that is what it is.
Here's the thing, though. It made Omos look good.
I wanted him to kick out of several F5s.
Yeah.
Several F5s.
He's just, I mean, as much as he is this giant, it's just not like, I just don't know if he's there yet. You know what I mean?
Like, I know, but
I know the only way to get there is to do it.
Yeah. You got to give him that opportunity, because he was big and strong. He did the stuff. He finally got some German suplexes on him. Great. Gives him the F5. He kicks out, kick out at like 1 or some shit like that. Like, make him look real strong.
Well, but we saw how that worked for Diesel.
Well, that's different, because nobody ever really kicked out of his shit like that before. People kicked out of F5 before. That's happened many times.
Lesnar's F5.
Brock Lesnar's F5. We're kicked out of Brock Lesnar's F5 before.
What about the F10?
Oh, shit. I'm just saying, I just want him, he's got him. Boom. Everybody knows it's about done. He wraps him up. 1, kick out strong. And he's like, what the fuck?
At least 1,
or
giving
something.
Kick him out.
Kick out and bring the stairs in. I don't know. Do something you got to give something for him to he lost.
So the thing is he looked strong in the beginning. He was able to kind of, pick Lesnar apart in the beginning and fend him off. Then it was almost like if you were playing the old school SmackDown games,
right?
And you were on stamina mode,
right?
And Omos was beating him, bop, 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 right? And then all of a sudden, Omos's stamina just went into the red, and then Brock was like, "Ooh, I got him!" Bop, and you're gonna get pinned,
right? Because
you didn't let your stamina meter come up, and whatever. That's kind of what it did for me. I wish it wasn't that way, which it could have, you said with kicking out of a finisher, it could have. But also, this match was not meant to go long.
It's not. I didn't.
I feel like it would have had to if you were going to do something like that. Because how slow Omos has to be in general with his stuff. You're talking 10 minutes, and I'm like, no. This is hard 6 to 8.
No, this is
no more.
It's a 6-minute match, and we all understand this.
Yeah,
it's a 6-minute match, and with his size, it's going to be no more than 8 to 10 minutes tops. It's going to be a 10-minute match at most, depending on where he's at in his career. You know what I mean? That's where he's going to be at, because it's just his sheer size of him, and he's strong. The way he was throwing him around was crazy.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
I wish I wanted to see more of that.
Yeah, me too.
I wanted to see more of that, but again, we're not going to see it for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I just didn't understand the point. He's been in big matches before. He's lost that match. That's the second time he's done that. So I'm just where are we at with them?
I think there's more clarity on why that happened afterward.
Yeah.
Yes. Afterward.
Agreed. All right. So here we go with the showcase of the women. And I just didn't think it was very good.
Yeah, this was not.
I think this was the worst match.
This was not a great showcase.
This is the worst match of the entire show.
Yeah. And it looked like I don't know if the finish was messed up because of this, but it looked like Shayna Baszler hurt herself at the end.
It looked like she hurt herself, right?
Which night 2 was that was the theme.
Yes.
People getting hurt.
Yeah.
People getting legit injured or something like that caused things to happen in the show.
Right.
But otherwise, yeah, this was kind of but I think because again, when we talked about the tag teams,
right,
a lot of these females are not actual tag teams.
No, they're not. They're made
Liv
up
Morgan,
shit.
Raquel Rodriguez paired together. Natalya and Shotzi slapped together.
Yep.
Ronda and Shayna is the only plausible tag team.
Absolutely. They're plopped together. They're not actual tag teams. And that's the problem with the women's division in general, but
I understand the need I understand the need for having the women's tag titles because you can't just have the 2 women's titles but have all of these women to try to compete only for those 2 titles. So that's why you have but what would be wrong with having if you are going to separate things by perceived gender, right?
Right.
Then why not have something else how the men have an Intercontinental title and a US title?
Mm-hmm.
Why not have something like that for the women? And you don't even have to gender it. You can just say it's open. It's this kind of not you don't even have to make it US title. You can make it I don't know. Jeez, I don't know. I'm sure there's some old ass belt you can pluck from obscurity from the territory days.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. You don't it doesn't have to be, but just bring some kind of singles title rather than try because unless you're going to have women's tag teams,
right?
Which right now they don't have that.
I mean, the last time I'm just thinking the Kabuki Warriors. That was the only actual tag team.
Well, I mean, even Sasha Banks and Bayley, they had that team chemistry because they're friends.
Right.
Ronda and Shayna would make sense for the tag team. Damage Control, they are together.
Damage Control, right?
Makes sense,
right?
So unless there's a quick team approach, right now when you have Becky Lynch and Lita, I know their common goal was to elevate the tag titles, but they're not a tag team. Otherwise,
it makes no sense.
So I have a hard time believing that. But if let's say it's go back to the Funkadactyls. That makes sense. They were a team. They were together.
Did you really bring back the Funkadactyls right now?
Hey, somebody call your mama.
Jesus Christ Almighty.
But that's what you need if you really want people to care.
Yeah. Well,
which they have it with the men now more so, but this I just think that if they were going to do a true women's showcase, I don't know if tag teams would have been the way. It would have been nice to have I don't know, 8 people, right? Kind of an 8-way elimination,
sure,
kind of free for all sort of thing. You know what I mean? You could do that, an 8-pack challenge or whatever, and then it's elimination style, something like that, or do a gauntlet. You could have done a women's gauntlet. Nothing I don't understand why the 2 showcases had to be
the same
4-way tag matches.
I don't know. That was the design. But that's okay because the next match redeemed itself.
It did
greatly.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew this match was going to be good, but it really did deliver.
Whew.
You know what I mean? On paper it looked good, but then it just actually delivered, and it was so good. They really beat the shit out of each other.
They did.
It was amazing.
All 3 of them. And if you notice, the Intercontinental title was fought with all people from Europe.
Yes.
And then I was trying to think, well, who did Gunter win it from? And I was I think it was Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm another non U.S. competitor. So that's like kind of fun.
It is fun. It is fun
because you can tell.
Anyway,
other than fighting Great Muta on his last match, I don't know.
Yeah, where has he been?
He hasn't been anywhere. But like, I think it is fun that because I think what WWE is trying to do now, which is really cool, because if you notice their pay-per-view schedule, or I'm sorry, premium live event schedule,
the PLEs,
they should just call it the Peacock live event. But I guess it's not. They're not all. Peacock's not everywhere.
I want to go play.
Yeah, we're going to play.
We're going to play
the WWE play. But if you notice, the next, I think 3 or 4 of them are not even in the United States.
I saw that. Yeah,
like not until SummerSlam.
Yep.
Like I think Money in the Bank's in London or whatever. Then they're having something in Saudi. The King and Queen of the Ring is in Saudi Arabia, and I think like the next one, like so, like
worldwide?
They are definitely, yeah, they're definitely doing the more worldwide, global approach, which I think is fantastic. And you see that more mixed in now with like some of the announcers they have, and the talent that they have. Like I just think that's a really cool thing to go global, because they are really a global entity, even though they're based out of the United States like that. So like having this kind of where I'm getting to with that is they basically had a European like British English style match.
They did
for this Intercontinental title match, and not everybody's used to that. But I think that's what WWE can excel at, is by using the talents they have from all over the world to bring those type of matches to showcase, because they already know not every match is for every single person.
Right.
So if you can appeal to a bunch of different styles, why not? Yep. And they just let these boys brawl.
They did.
And I don't know how many times I heard them say like their chests are turning into hamburger meat.
Yeah,
but that's exactly what it was.
That's like, what is happening.
And they just let them beat the ever loving hell out of each other the entire time, and people loved it. Yep. And people loved it.
It's wild. I was thinking so Sheamus, right? Sheamus has gone through like a whole transformation. Remember he came back with his like that hair.
Oh, the big old mohawk.
The big old mohawk. People thought he looked stupid and like all this other stuff and blah blah blah. He did. He looked stupid. But I mean, like he went through this whole transformation. Now he's with these boys. He got his crew together. And like he's over again. Like he's over again. Somehow, some way, he's over again.
Because they're letting him be him. Yeah. Like he's able to showcase.
It's really cool to see. Like, I mean, Gunther's over too, and obviously Drew is over, but Sheamus is over right now. And then it just got me thinking of like people who could challenge like Roman Reigns. Like there are people out there right now, and he's one of them. Like Sheamus and Roman haven't fought before. Like that's not a thing that's happened.
Or if they have it's been a long
time. Right.
Like it's not in recent memory.
Right.
I mean, there's definitely money to be had with Gunther too.
Yeah.
Because at this point, they shouldn't even think about, I mean, we'll get to it later when we get to the main event. Yeah. But they shouldn't even think about, whether it's heel face matchups anymore.
Right.
It should just be the challengers to this champion who is just absolutely dominant, and it doesn't matter. And the fans can get behind whoever the hell they want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they'll start to. I really think there's a lot of money to be had in that sort of idea, because it really is taking that territory champion.
It is,
but on a global level now.
It is,
because now Roman is the dude in the world. Like he is the guy. In the world. He's like Bruno Sammartino of the world.
That's what the mindset seems to be like.
But now your territories are not just different regions in the United States. Your territories are continents. But your territories are countries.
But this is why you can't put him. This is why you can't put him on TV every week anyway. You can't put him on TV. You can't put him in every pay-per-view, because if he's going to hold the title for that long, however long he holds it, he's got to hold it, because that's not what they did back in the day anyway. Nothing was televised. Bruno held the title because he held the title.
Well, he had it for 8 years, but in a year he might have wrestled 8 times, right? You know what I mean, or like 10 times, or
exactly.
If it was even if it was once a week, that's 52 times in a year,
and it's not even on television.
Roman's already had,
you
know what I mean. Like
it's not on TV. They're not seeing this dude every week. You just saw it in the territory, this little thing, and they saw in the newspaper. Oh, he won again. that doesn't generate heat because you haven't seen him. Like, you know what I mean? That's different.
Well, because then they'll be like, well, when he comes to our area and he fights our guys, like
our guy's gonna beat him, right?
Yeah, like if you're in Memphis, you're like, well, when he fights Jerry Lawler,
right?
You know, that kind of thing. And then you go out to, you know, California or whatever, and when he, you know, so and so,
right?
But like now WWE just has it all here. But I think that is the idea with these other titles, building those credible threats, because then once you kind of pass that on from somebody else, now those guys can be seen as people to topple the proverbial giant here, Roman Reigns. And like I said, I think we've already seen Drew McIntyre. I think he'll get another shot at some point,
right?
But you know, Sheamus is definitely untapped potential there, and Gunther is untapped potential.
Gunther is
like I think they would have, like, I'm sure they would beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah,
and like that would just be like all of these different possibilities. There's all that money to be had, because people are just going to want somebody to take him out. Right. It's not going to matter who. And then, you know, because like people are cheering Gunther anyway.
Yeah, they cheer him.
You know what I mean? Because he's just badass.
Yeah, I wish he was bigger still, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, he's leaner now.
He is like very lean.
Yeah, like he's much honestly, leaner now.
He's like small. He would have been as big or bigger than the guys he was in the ring with, like Sheamus and all those guys, like just from his side. But he's lean right now. Like he looks.
If he could, the only thing, like, because I did like his bigger stature because he was thick.
Right.
So it didn't matter that he wasn't super muscular. He was thick.
Right.
And like you can still believe with how he wrestles that he's so powerful.
Well, he reminds me of like, I don't know, like a nasty Steven Regal. I mean, Steven Regal's nasty, but like he's not strong. Like he just reminds me of like this guy.
He's not like I mean, he does have the technician stuff, but Regal's more of like the technician. I'll get you down on the mat.
Right.
Whereas this guy's like, I'm just going to chop the hell out of you.
Right. Yeah. It's different vibes, but yeah, it just reminds me of him, just the way he's like, I don't know. Bianca and Asuka is next, and that was also a really good match. They're really trying to build, like in Belair is, I don't know who's gonna take the title from her, but they're building her up like unbeatable John Cena vibes.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's like the perfect person right now.
Right.
I mean, tapping into all the different markets, and she's very personable. Like she's on the TV shows. She is the women's John Cena at this point.
Yeah, she is. And don't get me wrong, like, I mean, this was a good match. It did not live up to the other match. It's still a good match.
No, I mean, this was the lesser of those two. However, like what it lacked in like just overall match quality, I thought there were impressive, like how it ended. I thought was pretty impressive, how she literally just from her knee, like from the ground picked her up to do that shit. Like that's like Bianca showcased her strength.
She is really strong. Like I mean, she
like
is.
Even though Asuka's not the biggest, you know, woman you can do that stuff with, like the fact of what she was doing with Asuka, even so, you need strength to do that. Yeah, and that was I thought a lot of fun.
Yeah, people like Bianca for real. Like they do like her. They like Asuka too, but she's coming
around on me. I know I was not the biggest.
You were, yeah.
I was not the biggest fan, and she's more polished now.
Yeah, she is. She is. Now this is where it gets weird. This is where it gets weird. So The Miz comes down again, right? And we already know what's going to happen because something's going to happen. Surprise is going to happen again, and then somebody's going to have another match. And then Shane O'Mac comes out. Shane O'Mac, people pop. We haven't seen Shane in a while. He out here doing his thing. Here comes the money. Come down. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. All the stuff. Snoop Dogg's high as fuck saying like, well, let's get this thing cracking. This is your job. All types of shit. I thought it was pretty funny. So the match,
he's like, I'm gonna be out here.
I'm gonna be out here. You in there? I'm out here.
Yeah.
You do what you do. I thought it was funny. And then the match starts. You know, Shane McMahon trying to still show his athletic ability, trying to do leapfrog, all this other shit, right? And then all of a sudden, if he was in Camp Leapfrog, Camp Leapfrog was closed because he did a little twisty twist.
It was the rise and fall all in one foul swoop.
Oh, quick.
It was.
He turned himself, and boy, he pulled a Vince McMahon out of his ass.
He did. Well, I think he actually did tear his quad.
He did.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's not like his old man. Vince tore both of them.
Yeah.
At once.
He tore both.
He only tore one. Right
yeah.
now.
He might be about the same age as Vince was back at that time. It's close.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think he might be. He's probably like about the same age as when he tore his quad in '99, right?
No, that was like 2008. Or no, 2005.
Oh, 2005.
It was at the Royal
that's right. That's Royal Rumble. My bad.
Yeah, when he jumped in the
How long ago was that?
First of all, I still will never get over that. Use the steps. Why are you running in and sliding in like that?
He tried to slide in, trying to do. He's trying
to slide in like he's John
18
Cena.
years ago. So 18, something like 18 years ago. How old?
I don't know how old Shane is, but I mean Vince is like 70 something now.
Yeah, he's 70 something for sure.
76 or something. I don't know.
And Shane is probably 50 now, right?
Yeah. I mean, might be close, but yeah, I think that was like the 2000. I think that was the 2005.
That's right. Because that's when they both fell at the same time.
When Cena and Batista fell out at the same time, he comes running down.
God damn it!
Yeah, he comes running down.
Yeah,
leaps in, and then he's just sitting
there, his hands on his hips, like towards ACL. But yeah, so he goes down, tears his shit up. Miz is looking like, oh well, fuck, this whole thing is ruined. And I guess the referee, what's her name? I can't remember her name. But I guess told.
Was it Jessica?
Yeah, Jessica. Yeah. And then told when to hit. So she hits him, and then he hits him again. Right? Miz takes it really well. Then he does the people's elbow.
Oh my god!
And sends the fans home happy. Like, I mean, it was.
Snoop just did that improv right there. Yep. He was like, no problem, I got you.
Yeah, I got. Yep.
Popped him right in the face.
Do what it do, baby. Bam. Yep, and he took it like, and they did a good job, you know what I mean? But they were like, it was like a good, like awkward 20 seconds, 25 seconds where like nothing was happening.
Where they were like, oh shit, what happens now? Because literally Shane can't even get up.
Can't even move. He tried to get up and he really was done. Like it was done.
Yep.
Oh man, that was wild. But yeah, even still, like they played off really well, but that made it awkward for everything else that happened afterwards, because this is what happened. So then the Demon and Edge have their match, which was the Demon's entrance was really cool. Edge's was really cool. Like that was cool. Those were cool entrances.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. So and they have their match, and then Balor gets busted open like by that ladder.
Yeah, cracked him right in the head.
Yeah, and then like they had to stop it because we're in the PG era, and then they had to kill up the blood. I said, what just happened?
Yeah, like the whole idea of Hell in a Cell in general is to, like that is it.
That is the point.
I understand that, like, the whole idea is no blood or whatever, even if it is the hard way.
Yeah, that was the hard way for sure.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was still a good match. The match was still good.
Yeah, I don't know how much kind of got derailed from that. I think if they had to cut some things short,
it looked like
because of that. Yeah. But I mean, they stapled him up like right then and there.
They did, yeah.
Like they just went, because Edge was like screwing around with props and stuff. And
trying to find his shit. Yeah,
while they were attending to him, and I'm sure if they went longer, like if they tried to do everything that they were supposed to, it might have opened up again and whatever.
Right.
And like they are in that age where like they are going to be extra cautious about that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And even matches like this where usually those things are okay or like almost like supposed to happen, it's proven that they're still going to kind of like tend to the guys in that particular manner, whereas back in the day it was not uncommon to just like let the dudes bleed out or whatever.
For sure.
I mean, like, but think like, because when I saw that and when I thought of it this way, like, first of all, it'll help with like coming up with more creative storytelling. But here's what I think is that, like, let's say WrestleMania 13 happened in this age. Do you really think Austin and Bret Hart would have had that double turn successfully?
Right. It would have been the same.
wasn't just a crimson mask.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you have to have, I don't know. Either way, like, I'm sure the match wasn't as what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It got short. It was still a good match. It took a little momentum away from it, but you know, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is, which brings me to my next point. So after that, we had this long as fucking break between Edge's match and the main. Like, I mean, it was, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Like, it was long.
Yeah, like there were like just like weird commercial promos and whatever.
Yeah. A bunch of stuff.
I mean, I'm sure they had to like take everything apart.
Yeah. But still, like, that was long.
And I know I talked to you about this when we were texting back and forth, but I was surprised by the lack of backstage segments in general.
There's nothing.
There was like nothing.
There's two.
I don't even know what they are.
No, one for each night. They had the Austin Theory come out night one, and then they had Bianca. Was it Bianca who came out?
Yeah, with the kids.
That's it.
That was it. Which
that was literally
that's surprising to me, because you would think that's how WWE pads those little breaks where they need to, deconstruct, set up, whatever, do what they need to do.
Yeah.
That's what they have there. And like, I know we don't want after every match, we don't want a backstage segment, like, because sometimes those pay-per-views do that, where it's like, okay, after every match, there's a segment, blah, 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 blah. It's not Raw, it's not SmackDown, get that.
Right.
But I was just incredibly surprised that there was like none. Little to none. But then you have that lull of time between the Hell in the Cell and the main event, where you're not really getting a whole lot of content, and you're not getting, like, as viewing it on Peacock, you're getting all the Peacock commercials, and you're not getting whatever else. Like, I don't know, like, if somebody had Peacock Premium or whatever it is that has no commercials,
right?
What are they getting? Like, what were they watching? Or were they watching the same thing because WWE was like, oh shit, we don't, like, we need to fill 20 minutes. I
was confused. Let's put it that way. I was like, oh, this because Shane fucked up his leg, and because this happened with the match, that's probably like a good 15, 20 minutes that's just not there right now.
Right.
I know that Hell in a Cell match probably would have won another 10 or so, and another 5-minute segment or so in between whatever with Shane. So yeah, it was to say the least hilarious. And then we had the longest entrances in WrestleMania history for the main. Like, that shit itself was 15 minutes. Between Cody coming out long as fuck, taking forever, and Roman, he'd take it forever. Like,
Well, as soon as I saw how long that ramp was, I was like, oh boy, minimum 10 minutes.
Yeah, that shit was forever long.
Like, we thought the Undertaker entrances were long.
No, Roman is taking the cake these days. Roman is fucking Undertaker up with his entrances. Like, seriously, his shit is taking forever. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like all his entrances, but
it's deserved.
It is deserved.
But
it was long.
We have places to be.
And Cody's was long, and then whatchamacallit from AEW was over there. Brody Lee's kid.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. God damn. I said, oh, that's what he looks like.
Without the mask.
Yeah. It was cute though. I mean, it's cute as nice. He hugging his wife, hugging his kids, hugging him, hugging everybody. Goes in the ring. Everybody hyped up. Everybody ready for the match, right? Roman comes out. Everybody hyped up. Everybody ready for the match. Match starts. They had the whole sequence with Sikoa, like, trying to fuck shit up, like, as it's happening. And he finally gets caught. Gets kicked out. Everybody's excited.
It's fun. Yep.
Yeah. It's all good. Like, I like that type of stuff. It's all good. Like,
predictable, fun.
Yep.
It's cool.
Yeah. So the match goes on. They're fucking each other up, like Roman kicking out of every fucking thing. Like, he's thinking he's gonna beat him. He kicks out. Then the fuckery happens. They come out. Everybody comes out. Usos come out. They fuck him up. Do their shit against him. But then Sami Zayn, they fuck him up. They do the shit against them. They ball outside. He lays the hand over. Boom. 1, 2, kicks out. Oh my goodness, god damn. And then he's about to get these crossroads on this motherfucker. Backs up into a Samoan spike. Then hits him with that double, does the, I call it the Ultimate Warrior type of thing, where he goes against the ropes a couple times and then he hits him with the spear type shit, like a super spear type vibe. Instead of the shoulder tackle, it's the spear.
Yeah.
And then that's what it reminds me of. When he does it like that, like when he goes against the rope,
building the momentum.
That's the thing. He hits with the spear, and then people are hoping he kicks out of this shit. And he does not. Everybody's like, God damn. And once again, Roman Reigns wins.
Yeah. I was surprised.
I was surprised as well.
But I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it either. I was fine with it either way. Honestly, I was fine with it either way.
Here's the thing, though, and I think, like, as like if you're a wrestling fan, meaning you watch more than WWE and you watch all the products, you know that Cody is a worthy adversary because he's been building his shit up on his own for years.
Yes.
And so that you're like, yeah, this is his time and he deserves this. To the WWE audience, what has he done?
Right.
What, like, I'll pull the Eddie Murphy. What have you done for me lately? Like, all he's done is, I mean, I'm not saying this in a mean manner of like all he's done, but like, since he's come back, he's had matches with Seth Rollins. Granted, he had that big old tear in the pec, and he had that match with Seth Rollins with that, which that's some tough shit. It's not like he hasn't done anything else other than that.
Right.
So if you're more so that casual fan, unless you know who Cody Rhodes is from before, which even then, if you're thinking of it's Cody Rhodes from before, you're like, oh, why is Stardust here now?
Right.
To
be fair, Cody, I mean, he has a show. Like, I mean, he's out here, Cody's out here doing things. You know what I mean? He got a show. He's out in the general public. People know Cody.
I don't think other than if you knew Cody from when he was there before, I don't think they do, honestly. Because the AEW stuff, I don't think he was put out there as much unless you're watching TBS, which other than if you watch AEW or Impractical Jokers, who watches TBS? I
mean, honestly, what's really funny is that AEW, like, as far as AEW concerned, he self-proclaimed, like, he said it himself, he fucked himself. Like, he said it, like, he said it out loud. Like, he was like,
well, yeah. I mean, we said that from the jump street. We did. Like, why would you even bother? Right. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that at all? Why would you not put the title on yourself? Like,
well, it's not even like putting the title on yourself. It's why would you put yourself in that stipulation where you can where you say,
but he's out here
can never do that. Like, it just in wrestling in general, it doesn't matter whether you're owner or not. Like,
but it's stupid because you're the most, between him and Omega and whoever the fuck, those are the most popular people in. The reason they're there is for them. They're there to watch them.
Yeah,
like, they're not there, even though it's great to see MJF,
like Jericho, like that. Yeah,
they're there to see them.
They learn to love MJF,
right,
respectfully in that like manner and all that kind of stuff. But it's not like people were tuning into AEW to be like, oh, they got MJF. They're tuning in because there's Cody, right? There's the Young Bucks, there's Omega, there's Chris Jericho,
right?
That's what you had.
Yep, that was your nucleus right there.
Yeah, like they say the pillars of what they're built, but the pillars are the future. It's not the pillars of right now.
Well, that's what I said. Put the titles up. You're putting the titles on those guys then. Like, they can go battle it out, and then somebody new comes in and takes the title. Like, that's how you build in the first place. Like, and that's why
that's why Jericho did it in the first place. Yeah,
that's
why that was the best move.
That's why That's why he won the title, because you have to take it off of him. You have to build this title up. You have these guys to build the title up. But anyway, So I do agree a little bit, because he fucked himself a little bit with that. But him coming back and him having the pec thing that stalled his growth with WWE. But they were excited to have him back and all that good stuff, But yeah, I don't mind everything that went down. I don't mind that he lost. However, let's talk about Raw. Because now that what we know now and what I guess what's happening behind the scenes, with Vinnie Mac kind of taking over and everything like that, not sure what's exactly going down. I don't know exactly what the plan was.
Well, I mean the
is.
biggest news coming out of that is the sale.
The sale is humongous. So they got a little merger.
How does that change? How does that change everything?
I personally don't like mergers because every time I've seen a merger happen with any companies, it never really goes super great. So especially two big companies. Like I'm thinking of AOL, Time Warner, looking at you. I'm just thinking of things like that. I'm thinking of DirecTV and AT&T. I'm thinking of those sort of things. They separated. I think they're not a thing anymore. But DirecTV and AT&T merged. That didn't work out so well either. Like, it just doesn't work out the way you think. Because, but at the same time, I don't really know. Vince is a genius, business wise, so maybe it all will work out in the end. I'm always trepidatious of those sort of things, especially when you're merging a company who's been by itself
for so long. But the thing of it too is it is now, like it has been and is now, a global entity and company, and now you're merging it with you are merging it under a company that has another one of those same kind of products. It's just more so in the not entertainment field, but it's more in the actual competitive nature. And they are still like the thing that I've been reading and seeing is that it seems like there's still going to be a lot of autonomy. Like it's not like the parent company will start meddling with it. So now the only thing to me is this could have been the excuse to get Vince back into it.
That's what I think it was.
And how they let that happen, I don't know. Other than it's his company, so he should have the say in how it's sold and who it's sold to, because it's his thing. Like I get that you built it, you the owner, like that's what happens. But I don't know. I just like the I'm not sure how that would, from a business angle, because I'm not real savvy with all the stocks and all that kind of stuff in that nature. So I feel like there's something on that end that made this all the more enticing, rather than just we sold it because of any sort of product incentives, if that makes any sense. Realistically, this should not change the product too much.
No, I was just thinking more of just Vince being back in charge, like that's
but the creative side, realistically, he should the creative side should not have changed.
No,
but now that he's almost reasserted himself,
he can't help it.
But did it though? Did it actually change?
Well, I don't really know. All I know is I think it's the more. See, I think it's more of his style. I think it's the style. The people. I think I'm not in the locker room. I just we hear the rumors like everybody else, the backstage nonsense. But from what I understand is that Triple H does not change shit last minute. He's like, this is what we're doing. This is what's happening. We're gonna do this. This is what's happening. Everybody likes that type of style.
Well, yeah, because they know,
right? This is what we're headed to. We're already know where we're headed to. We're headed to here, and people like that. We already know what's going to happen. Cody knew he was losing months ago. He already knew this. He already knew that he was going to lose his match, and people like that. But what people don't like is literally rewriting in the middle of a Raw. And we're not doing this. We're going to do this instead. Mid Raw.
No, that is. I mean, that's what who would like that in their normal job anyway. Yeah.
And who was saying that Renee was Renee was saying the reason I even left in the first place, I knew I was done because he was yelling at me in the because I messed up one. I didn't say something about. I think it was who was it? Oh. The Gypsy King. He said he was talking about Tyson Fury and how he didn't mention that he was the world champion or something like that. And he yelled at it you fucking ruined it. You fucking in their ear as she's talking. That's insane. That's insane. So that's the type of environment. I think it's more environment than actual storyline or whatever itself for the wrestler's sake. I don't think too many wrestlers really care as much about titles and things like that because you get guaranteed contracts now and shit like that. So it doesn't matter as much. But at the same time, like, I think it's just that morality backstage, like it's all that bullshit. So hopefully it's not as bad as we all think it might be, or whatever this is going to change or whatever. I don't really know, but it
Well,
has.
yeah. Other than what was thought to be some impacts on Raw,
Right. So you had some shit on Raw, and apparently Seth Rollins came out and did nothing and left. Like I don't really know. Like
well, I mean, did you watch?
I did.
Did you watch it? So I did. I watched the Raw after.
Yeah.
And like, it was strange. It was fitting though. It wasn't something that like, because he was like, oh, the party's out here, and he went out like just to hear people sing, and then he left.
You're right.
Like, that's kind of what happened. It was like, okay, like whatever, cool, it's different. Okay. And I know there was something about Bayley, like how she was just like totally cut off of it.
Cut off, in
general, which like that, I don't really know.
Yeah. Like
we don't really know the whole full story behind that, but like she wasn't even mentioned with Damage Control or anything like that. You know, like, so there was that rumor going around. Yeah. But then how it ended, how Raw ended.
That was the most interesting.
And people were dragging the entire Raw. I thought it was fine. Like, it was Raw. Like, it wasn't. Yeah, like,
but it's the Raw after WrestleMania. I think if it's Raw, okay, it's the Raw after WrestleMania. We know the Raw after WrestleMania is some crazy shit going on.
Not always.
You know it is. You know,
not always.
Going down.
Not always. Not always.
It's a good Raw. It's usually.
I would say, go ahead and watch every Raw after WrestleMania.
Well, not every Raw.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm talking about when they started actually doing the shit. You know, some shit happens, but like, anyway,
I'm still eye roll. Wait, hold on. If nobody's watching but listening, eye roll.
I roll. I rolled the fuck out of it. But but to be honest with you, like, I didn't even mind like him beating the fuck out of Cody. That didn't bother me. Obviously, that did not bother me. Like, I was like, oh, okay, he beat Cody. As long, and this is all.
And I think that's going to be good, because now that's going to give people more of an investment.
Wins at the end.
I think, I think he will, because like now I think we're going to see a whole year plus build of him going back to get to Roman or whomever has that title.
As long as Cody wins, I don't care about what happens.
But here's the thing: what if the first meeting he loses?
No, I'm just saying at the very end of the whatever program,
whatever's going on,
whatever program happens, it doesn't. I'm all about the slow build.
we're probably gonna have to wait a while.
Yeah, I know. I'm all about the slow build.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be here.
But the thing is, nobody else is like no, I shouldn't say nobody else, but like the general public. Does not have patience.
They don't like that. They don't like that.
There's no patience for any of that kind of stuff anymore.
They don't like that at all.
Like, they already think it's too long.
Yeah. No, I mean, because they don't have patience for like somebody who won as 1,000. He's had the titles for 1,000 days.
Yeah, that Universal Championship he's had for
1,000 days. And the other one he's held for
I don't remember how long.
A year and a half.
Yeah, I mean, it's a year now, because he won it at WrestleMania, right? Last year.
Oh yeah, that was last year.
Yeah,
that was
the biggest. That was the
so he's had it for a full year,
main event. Yeah,
right. So it was for a full year. He's had it for a year, and he's had the other one for 3.5 years. So or 3 years, or whatever. It doesn't matter. 3.5. Am I doing math right?
No, I thought it was like right after the
almost 3 years. Almost 3 years.
Yeah,
almost 3 full years. So like, I'm cool with him having the titles. I'm cool with all that, because he is who he is. People like it. Like, it's fine. But whoever comes along to beat Roman, it doesn't have to be Cody. I don't care. Just build it up right, build it up the right way. So that I don't want him to lose. Like, because sometimes that shit happens. Like, you're like, he lost. That's where he lost. Like, I don't want it to be like, that's where he lost.
Yeah.
I want it to be like, oh, he fucking finally lost. Oh my God. Like, at a moment. Like, you know what I mean? Where it all comes together. Like, and that would be great. But I'm concerned. I'm worried about like the morale of like everybody, because I think the locker room was much better when he wasn't around, Vince. And then now, like, that he's been lingering, and now he's like actually changing shit. I think it might fuck. People left like for that reason. Like, and it's not like, people will leave, people come, people go, but like, you don't want to have that type of, morality in the locker room. Like, oh, we were doing so well, now we're fucked. It makes it even worse. Like it's like oh
Yeah.
shit. So, but either way, overall, I thought it was a really good WrestleMania. We had some really good matches in there. What was your favorite of both Mania's nights?
Oof. I mean, that's to me, it's between the SmackDown Women's Championship and the Intercontinental Championship. Those two, it's hard for me to pick between them.
Wasn't that the best? I mean, the Intercontinental Championship, I'm trying to think of how important that was. I mean, as far as like for the Intercontinental Championship's sake. Like to have those guys who are former world champions.
Which it has to be now, because if that's how they're treating the World Championship and Universal Championship,
you have to bring
it has to be it. They have to be that way now.
I want the
which is the way to go, I think.
Right. Well, I remember saying this like a long time ago. I was like, the Intercontinental Championship, that person should not be inconceivable for them to beat the world champion. Like all three of those guys could potentially compete for the world title. Now, no offense to like a Ricochet, but I'm not out here seeing Ricochet beat Roman Reigns. Like, you know what I mean? It's no offense, but like that's not what I'm seeing. Like,
they haven't showcased that.
No.
Yeah.
So like when you have like those champions like that or those title rates, like, ooh, that could totally be the main. Like, I wouldn't be mad about it. Like, you know, like, and that's what you want. Like that could be the main event of any other pay-per-view, and I would not be mad about it. Just like those tag titles were elevated by the Usos and then elevated by, you could have that tag title match at the, you know, yeah. So I think it's really important for those titles.
No, I fully agree, and I think they're on the way to doing that.
Right. I think Triple H did. I think that's one thing Triple H did in the last like 7-8 months, like that he's been in charge, like just really elevating like what they actually mean. Like because again, you have to if you're not moving those titles off that person anytime soon, you have to do that in order to gain any sort of like, you know, investment in people to invest in somebody else to hopefully beat your champion. Yeah. I think my favorite match was the tag title match. I love the emotion. I love the whole.
I think it was great too. It was just outside of like if you looked at that match as a vacuum, rather than all the story.
Oh, I know. Yeah. No, I mean it was all solid shit. Like I mean, like they had about 4, 5, 6 or 7. I mean,
it was so many falsies.
Yeah.
That was my thing. It was just like so many, which like most of it was deserved, but it was a lot. It was a lot.
It really was a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a Mania recap. Let's do a little tiny bit of this this MLB opening week action. I've already seen a game already. I already went to one. We lost that one. That was the only one we lost.
I was gonna say, yeah, you've only lost one. Well, you're the bad luck then.
Yeah. I mean, apparently, I'm usually good luck though. We usually win. Like even when I go see the Falcons, we win like 4 or 5 games. I've gone to like 2 of those games we win. Like I'm pretty good luck when it comes to shit like that.
Well,
but
not
this year,
or at least not yet.
Yeah, but so first of all, we got like a lot of weird injuries already. Like people are out like crazy.
Yeah.
The Yankees are looking like, you know, they're looking like the Yankees. Still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking good. There's definitely injuries. The rotation's very much banged up, but otherwise, like, looking all right on offense.
I think our top 2 pictures are out. Pictures are right now. So,
Jesus. Well, I know I got the what's his name, Strider on my fantasy team.
Oh yeah, you do.
He came through.
Yeah, he's good. He's gonna be a good one.
It's surprising to me that it's not like super surprising, but it's surprising to me that the Phillies, who are the defending National League champions, are 1-5.
I'm not shocked by that.
I'm shocked by 1-5.
I
know they're missing people.
They don't have Bryce. They don't have Hoskins. That doesn't matter as much. He doesn't matter. He honestly doesn't. He doesn't play good defense. Like I mean,
he's there.
He's
there. He's good protection in the lineup.
Yes, he is. Yep, he'll hit you about 25 home runs or whatever, 30, maybe 30 if he's feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
But their pitching has always been suspect. Like their pitching has been suspect for a while.
Yeah.
And
but there's other teams that have suspect pitching that are doing well too. Like Milwaukee's 5-1.
I know. It's pretty wild.
Even though Corbin Burns has 2 terrible starts.
Yeah, they
according to him, they're 5-1, but I think Corbin Burns has like given up 7 runs already this year.
Hey,
I think last year he gave up 7 runs in like 6 starts. Some ridiculous shit like that.
Yeah, I mean it happens sometimes. They sometimes get knocked around early. You gotta adjust. What do you think of the game, the pace of game right now?
Well, and that was one thing I wanted to talk about. Because I know they had one game, I forget what game it was, but there was a game that was under 2 hours.
Under 2 hours, an hour 55, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, it was like an hour and 55, hour and 57 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
But, they have this whole thing of the pitch clock, which I hate it.
You hate it?
I hate the pitch clock. I've always hated the pitch clock.
I like the pitch clock.
The thing is, this game is based on strategy.
I know.
And you have now taken part of that strategy away because, it's like in chess. They hit the clock and whatever, but you know what I mean? It's not like they have 15 seconds. Here's the thing. If they bump that pitch clock up to 30 seconds instead of 20 total seconds, even give it just 10 more seconds, I feel like it would be a little bit different.
Okay.
And it would give a little bit more time.
I mean, they might adjust it, but
I just think it's too here's the thing. If you were going to make the pitch clock happen, then I think you should still keep the shifts. But if you weren't going to make the pitch clock happen, then I think you can get rid of the shifts. You know what I mean? Because there's both those things. Now they've gotten rid of the shifts and being no, you must play in this spot. Where it's why? Why must I do that? When I know this dude, but what when I know this guy up at bat barely hits a ball over here, that's the hitter's job. Is to hit the ball and try to find a spot where a fielder is not.
I mean,
that's their job.
I don't mind. Now, do I think the shift is not having the shift is stupid? Yes. And I would argue that one more over the pitch clock. I like the pace of play right now. And it's clear the pace of play had a direct effect on how long the pitcher holds the fucking ball. That's clear right now. Yeah. The way the pitchers, especially in crunch time, and they're out here holding the ball. Then they step off the rubber. Then the guy comes off. Then that guy steps out the box. Then they do a whole fucking thing. It's been 2 minutes, and then they finally.
That's strategy though.
Nah, I mean, at some point, where I understand. I think I do like the pitch clock. My first instinct was to say, "Ooh, that's a little short." That's my first instinct.
Yeah, I think 20 seconds is too quick.
This is my biggest issue with it for live games. Okay, so I'm here at the live game, and if you fuck around, and you're in the fucking line for whatever food,
you're missing.
You come back, you miss about 3 innings, motherfucker.
At least.
You know what I mean? All of a sudden, it's the 6th. You left the 3rd, and now it's the 6th. Yeah. Boy, you better get your shit early.
I was going to say, you get up for the 7th inning stretch, you sit back down, it's the 9th.
Boy, I better get some DoorDash delivery out here. They better come to me on my seat.
Yeah, because I mean, if these games are now going to be consistently under 3 hours, which even football is not under 3 hours.
No, it's 3. It's about
because that's a time sport,
20, right?
They're trying to make a game a timed sport that's not a timed sport.
I think the biggest issue with that, I'm saying because I think they used to be shorter. That's the thing. They used to be about 2.5, but now they're running close to 2:15. If they can find it around that 2.5 to 2:40 mark, and then if the crunch time games come, it's about 3. That's not bad. You know what I mean? They got to find out the best way to do that. I just know because I went to the game. It was probably about the game started at 1:35. I was out of there by 4.
Okay.
Game was over by 4. So it was about 2:25, 2:20. About 2:20, 2-hour, 20-minute game.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that was great. I mean, and I consumed like one less beer. I had like one less beer and then a normal one because I'd be there for another beer. But I was like, it was like late in the game. I was like, I'm almost done. Like a beer, I don't need a beer right now. So like, didn't need a beer. But I felt bad for the people like who were in lines because I typically don't get up in the middle of games to go anywhere unless I'm going to get a beer.
Right.
Right. That beer line is long. Like, I mean, usually they typically aren't though. If I go get a beer line, beers are shorter than the food. The food takes forever. Right. Those are real things. So I usually get the food early. But beforehand, like go and grab that food and then
I feel like that's going to create more problems now though, because now people will know that the game is shorter.
Yep.
So now everybody's going to try and go ahead.
Yep.
Go in the beginning.
Yep.
And that's going to create more problems there.
Yep.
I think the problem is bigger than the game itself.
I go to games. See, I'm like baseball to me. Like this is how I live my life though. Like everybody lives the life the same way as I do. Baseball is an all-day event for me. So if I go to a game,
you're like tailgating.
I'm getting there early. Like even if I'm not like I'll go to a bar, whatever the fuck. Like if the game's at 1, I'm getting there at 11. If the game's at 4, I'm getting there at 2.
But there's people that like games at 1:35. They're rolling up at 1:30.
They're rolling up at 1:30, and they're gonna leave at now.
And they're gonna leave at the 7th inning.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna leave early. Yeah.
So now these people are gonna spend an hour
at
a baseball stadium or an hour and a half instead of 2.
Yep.
2.5 hours.
Yep. For the same price.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. For the same price.
Yeah.
For the same price.
So that's why I do an all-day event. That
you get your money's
early.
Worth. Yeah.
Oh, I go early. Exactly. Why not? Yeah. Like, I mean, it's an all-day event for me. It's the whole thing. Like, I go to National Park. I went and got brunch at the place right by there. I got some drinks. I got some food. I went into the park about an hour early, got some beers, walked around, observed, sat down, enjoyed like the weather. Game started. I already had a beer or two in my hand. Went up, like Erica went up to go to the bathroom. She got me another beer. That's magic. I never left my seat. I really had to pee though. I had to pee at some point. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. It is interesting that the game has shortened so much
already
because of the pitch clock. But I don't think you had to prove that point. You could have made it. You could have made it 25. You could have made it 25 seconds. You could have made it.
I think 30. Yeah. I think 30 is the minimum it should be. Honestly, because then you're still like thinking of the pitchers, especially veteran pitchers who have pitched a certain way for so long, they have to change a lot of mechanics if their shit doesn't fit in the 20 seconds.
Now,
their stuff does not fit in the 20-second.
Now, check this out. What if, and you're talking about people that are already on base. You're talking about the on base stuff already, because I think it's good if it's still like 15 or 20 when there are people on base, because it changes when there are people on base. If it's
because you're pitching from the stretch and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like on base, it's longer, and then the people are wind up is shorter, because when people are on base, you got to watch for the runner. You got to do this.
But also, like, part of the fun is watching the dudes pitch from the windup too, because like if they're like, I don't think Byung Kim makes it in 20 seconds.
No,
with all that shit he does.
No,
I don't think he makes it in 20
seconds.
He might not. Like, that's memorable to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like all that kind of, like, I just feel like so many mechanics, especially for older, more veteran players.
Well, nowadays,
and I'm not just talking about pitching, I'm talking about hitting as well, because you get in the box and you have that certain amount of time and you like have enough like judgment, whereas now you got 20 seconds in between. You're like, oh shit, well, what could be coming next? And then it's like, we did, you know what I mean? Like, instead of sort of like the mental chess match of what's this guy going to throw me? Time to think about it.
Well, it already forces every catcher pretty much to use that little button thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't be out here.
Which I was watching a game the other day, and there was one that was like faulty.
Yeah,
and they were about to call a ball on somebody, and then they had to take time away from the game to check the freaking system anyway.
That's okay. It's only 10 minutes. Now it's only 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's still less time.
Well, and then you still got replay, which they can't decide replay fast enough. So, like, where are we? Like, unless there's a game that has no issues whatsoever, you're not saving time.
No,
you're not saving time.
You're still going to say, I haven't seen a game that's 3 hours yet. So the time is
saved.
I
want to.
The time is saved. Like, I want
a game that's 3 hours. I want to watch the game.
Well, I was like, oh, the game's over. It was wild because I was like, the game's over. And I was like, well, it's actually really good sometimes because I was thinking about like catching the metro. Like if I'm trying to catch the metro late at night and you're out here like fucking around because those metros close on you, especially they'll hold the metro open for those games, but some of those connections don't stay open. Like you hear getting the last. Like I'm thinking about all those sort of things. You're how it's super late. But yeah, I just like. I was like, oh, the game's over already. I was like, damn, we could be out here partying still. I was like, oh, I could be out here partying. I don't have to be here super late. Game starts at 7. I'm out of here by 9:30. I'm not out of here by 10:30. That's a whole different mindset. That's a whole different mindset for my night, my planned night.
Also, shit. What is it? What? Because I feel like this could also have injury implications as far as pitchers go. Because if they again, I'm not any sort of.
Could be.
I don't claim to know this for facts, but I feel like working at a quicker pace with an arm motion like that, doing it much faster than you potentially would in a game scenario before. Like, I feel like you're asking for more Tommy Johns and
I don't know
all that kind of stuff, especially if you're still throwing 99, 100 miles an hour fastballs, or, if you're throwing a bunch of curveballs, doing this motion with your arm at a faster rate.
I think what they paid attention to before was like how people work early in the game, right? So when we watch pitchers work early in the game, they work rather fast.
Mm-hmm.
So like any pitcher, like when they first start, there's no like fucking around. They're out here, boom, they get to the mound, they throw, they catch the ball, they step back, they get on the rubber. They throw the ball. Like there's no like bullshit in between. And I think that's what they were kind of looking at. It's like, so they can pitch quickly. It's just that when it's time, they want to fuck around and, I guess it's a chess match and blah, blah, blah. But it's a chess match for the batters too. The batter, it's like, bitch, you got to be in the box. You got to be in the box now. Like, so, I mean, at least it's somewhat on both sides. Like they're trying to be like, hey, you got to be in the box too. Like Manny got tossed, right?
Yeah.
Manny got tossed because he fucked around.
But that's what I was like. I feel like it would just be one or the other, because you're also now you've got this pitch clock, which these guys have to be in the box.
Mm-hmm.
But then now you're giving them less time to think about it, and I mean, I guess maybe taking away the shifts, like that's the equivalency of giving it back to them. Like, okay, well now you're just swinging. Because, like, if they don't really have time to think about, like, I know they don't really have much time to think about it anyway, but at least before the pitch is thrown, like, they're taking that time to think through scenarios of, like, okay, this guy's sequence from what we've studied is this. It gives them a little bit more time to make a more, I guess, educated guess.
Yeah.
So to say, as far as what the next pitch is going to be, whereas if you got 20 seconds, you're basically up in that box being like, all right, I'm going to hope I freaking swing at it or I hit it if it's in the strike zone or if it's in what I think is the strike zone.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, I'm excited to see how it plays out, especially when it gets closer to like playoff time and how if they're going to adjust it for the playoffs at all, or are they going to keep it the same? Like, I'm
sure they're going to figure out what went right and wrong.
Right.
With it now.
Yeah.
But like also I don't know, just with the shift too in general, like locking somebody into that, like, okay, you can only play your position in this area.
Yeah. I mean, what is it? The shortstop can't go past the second base bag, right?
Yeah.
That's the deal, right?
Yeah, it's something, like you can't shift, you can't have three infielders on one side anymore.
Right.
But like if that's all the guy, like the whole idea of defense is to, make sure when the ball is hit that you get the out. So like,
I have more of an argument.
What does it matter? What does it matter whether you put, 5 guys on one side of the field? because you know that person's going to hit the ball there, and that hitter, it's their job to adjust their swing or adjust whatever to then get the ball to the other side where the people are not.
Yeah, I could make that argument for sure. Like, I think it's stupid that they took a shift away. Like,
why do both is my thing. Why do both?
No,
like, do one or the other. Like either have the pitch clock, but then you keep the shifts, or you get rid of, or you do the other way. I forgot what I even.
They're throwing shit to the wall. Let's see what works and what doesn't work.
That's what I don't love. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I don't think it was broke.
Well, I think the issue is I feel they're going to see if it translates. We're going to find out at the end of the year if the ticket rises, if the ticket sales go up, if the all the ratings go up, all these things.
Ratings okay. Ratings I can understand. Ticket sales I think will go up anyway because we're further away from COVID. So I don't think that should be the metric you measure to whether the pitch clock or the shifts work.
That's fair enough.
That's a load of crap to me.
But I'm saying,
because now we're in the 2023 season. We're three seasons away.
They're looking to look at these metrics though. They're going to see what happens. Like, and that's all I'm saying. Like, they're going to see what happens if it actually the ratings go up and all this shit and it works. They're going to keep it. If it doesn't, if it goes down, if it does the opposite or whatever, if it just stays the same, maybe they'll change it. I don't know. They're trying stuff just like that stupid. I hated the second, the man on second rule. Like,
I still hate it.
Yeah, the man on second rule. Like, that's dumb.
You didn't earn it.
No, you did not. I hate that rule. Luckily, they don't do it in the playoffs, though. They don't do it in the playoffs.
Why do it in the regular season? Then?
Who knows? I'm not here for it. Like, I'm not here for it. I think it's stupid as shit. Every time it happens, I'm like, oh, we're losing this game.
Yeah, because you're already man on second, no outs.
And we don't play small ball. At least give him an out.
At least give him an out.
We don't play small ball. That's not how we play. We lost most of those games on those extra innings because we don't play small ball. We out here we're hitting home runs out here.
Well, I was gonna say if you want to make it equal, at least give them one out. Now you have two. Now you got a guy on second, but now you have two out. You have one out. Now you only have two outs to get that guy in, because really what you could do if you have all three outs, you hit two sac flies, that guy's in.
You're living in 2075 right now. We're not there yet. They're not there in baseball. Baseball is slow. With whatever they do,
well, not anymore because the damn pitch clock.
They try to do everything at once. They could have had the pitch.
I blink and the game's over. Like,
dude, they could have had the pitch clock.
Damn it! I was trying to watch this. I was trying to watch the Yankees Phillies game yesterday.
Yeah.
And like the game started, I think at 1:35 or something.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, okay. And then I got a call. Like, I had to answer this call, and I was on the phone for an hour. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll still like catch a good chunk of the game once I'm off the phone.
Yep.
And then like I got another phone call, and then I was on the phone again for another like 45 minutes. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're still like at like 3 whatever. I'm like, okay, I could still watch like from the 7th inning on. Shit, I watched the last like 5 pitches.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yep, it's too late. You already lost. You already missed it.
I mean,
that's facts.
I was like, seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, you missed that shit already.
Maybe
ain't no doubt.
I was upset.
No,
I was upset to say the least. Now, granted, taking the phone calls, like, whatever. But like, I just, that was like, are you like? Because then somebody who plans for that way, they were planning like, okay, I got 3 hours to catch at least some of this game. You know what I mean? Whereas because now how do you do it for the TV? Do you still block out 3 hours on the TV? Like for the TV guides and stuff? Are they going to try to block out 2 hours?
I think it might be 2.5 now. I think they might block out 2.5 now because it's going to have to change. I have rarely seen a game go past 2.5. It's about 2.5, maybe 240.
Yeah.
But I've seen 2.
If you have more offense, I would imagine it goes longer.
Yeah, it goes longer. More offense goes longer. But if you got a 1-0 game, that shit gonna be about 145.
Well, that's what. Yeah, because that 1-0, whatever that 1-0 game was like 155 or 157.
Yeah, it's gonna be quick.
I mean, if I'm paying more, like if I'm paying decent money to see this game live and in person, and I'm not watching a game for more than 2 hours, I'd be pissed.
Listen,
because I pay money to go see hockey, basketball, and or football, and I'm getting minimum 3 hours.
Listen, if Greg Maddux lived in this era, he would be out of that motherfucker in an hour and 20. He played this era. This motherfucker be out an hour 20.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
He'd be like, let's see if I can get to 115.
Yeah, he's like, shit. I just got out of bed. I'm gonna go to fucking work. I'm gonna go catch my show. Like he's like, I'm out. Yeah, but
he's like, Price is Right's on 11:30. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. No, I'm looking. Listen, I think this is going to be a good season. Like, I mean, the Yankees are going to probably make the playoffs. Obviously, they're in the hunt. Tampa Bay is obviously 6-0 right now.
And what's crazy about all of their victories is they've won the games by 4 or more runs.
Ooh,
it's not like they have not had a close game. They've been blowing people out because their differential is 44-13.
Ooh,
they've scored 44 runs. They've only given up 13.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, they've always had pretty decent pitching. That's always been their deal. But now they got. It
doesn't matter who though. Like they just always have decent pitching.
Yeah, I mean, now they can hit a little bit. It makes them a little scary.
Mm-hmm.
It makes them a little scary. Braves obviously still doing the damn. Actually, you know what? No, fuck all that. Because this is how I feel about the Braves right now. Okay. Number one, we starting out too fast. We never start out really fast. We always suck early.
I'm very surprised.
We always suck early. Mm-hmm. I can't remember a season. I maybe like not remember a season, but like it's been at least 6 years.
Well, your World Series year, you guys were like terrible.
We're fucking terrible
for the first half.
But like we always start out like that. I've never watched like last year. We lost like 3 out of 4 of the Nats or 2 out of 3 or some shit like that early last year. First game, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Losing the Nats. And I'm sitting there like, oh, fuck me. But I always remember like, oh, we always start out so slow. We always suck early. It doesn't matter who's
suck again.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if Freddie Freeman there. Doesn't matter if Dansby's there. Doesn't matter who's there.
Yeah, Nugla. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But yeah, no, I mean, now we out here killing it. Like Ronald Acuna on some other shit right now. Like he
finally
out here
healthy, I think.
Yeah, he is finally healthy. He out here trying to be MVP out here. So
should have been. Should have been before.
Yeah, he probably should have been. But we'll see what happens with that. Milwaukee, like you said, is 5-1. Dodgers are 4-2.
That's to be expected, though. I mean, Dodgers are always
Cleveland
if they're not 4-2 by now. Like if they were any worse than that, I would say they're definitely underachieving.
You think there could be any surprise teams? Like somebody's going to be like out here, like jump up. My first instinct is the Orioles. I think the Orioles are going to be good.
If they're because they have a neat little lineup.
Yeah.
Like
they do.
I think if they can keep that rolling and they get some pitching, like if their pitchers can come through, like that, but their lineup is good enough to keep them above 500, I think.
I think so too.
It's a good young lineup.
Yep.
Because you got that catcher there that what the hell's his name? Rutschman, is that it?
Adley.
Yeah, you got him.
Yeah, I have him on a fantasy team.
You got Mullins. I mean, there's quite a few guys on that squad that they're scrappy hitters, I think.
Yeah,
at least that's kind of what I see. Is like it's it's not like when they had like Chris Davis or shit where it's like you got these home run or bust guys that'll do the damage. It's like they're scrappy ball players,
right?
Like the scrappy hitters, and I think that can be effective. This might be the year the Angels actually pull all of it together. I mean, instead of being like Shohei pitches 7 innings of
I love those
no runs, and Mike Trout hits 3 home runs, and the Angels lose 5-3. You know, like that kind of thing.
I love those memes, man. That shit gets me every time.
Like they might be able to. I'm surprised with the Texans. Or not the Texans. The Rangers. Texas Rangers. I'm also surprised with the Texans. But
I'm always surprised with the Texans.
Yeah. No, the Rangers I'm surprised with. The 4-2 start. Like I know they have got DeGrom, and I know they have some other
they have some pieces. They have some pieces.
But to see if that sustains itself.
I mean, they beat the shit out of fucking Philadelphia. I mean, they beat that was an eye opener where they beat the shit out of them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my god!
Yeah, they walloped them pretty good.
Like DeGrom, didn't even play well, and they still put like 15 on him or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah,
I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, that took me by surprise.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think the Mets not above 500 right now. I think that's.
I mean,
And the only reason I say that, it's not because of track record, because like we know that's
it is what it is.
We know they do that kind of thing, but the fact that they continuously get all of these pieces and still continuously underperform.
It's true. Always. Doesn't matter who. It is beautiful. They literally have, don't they? I mean, I think they almost surpass you guys with the amount of money they are spending.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are. They got to be number one, right?
If the Dodgers aren't number one, I would imagine the Mets are.
Baseball.
I mean, they're paying for everybody. I mean, because you got Alonso there in the lineup. You got Lindor, Starling Marte. I mean,
Mets have the biggest payroll.
Yeah,
and you're second.
Okay, I mean that makes sense.
But you're always up there.
Some of those guys.
And then it's San Diego, Philadelphia, then the Dodgers.
Ooh,
then the Angels.
Philadelphia's.
Yep. Then Toronto, and then Atlanta. Atlanta's top 10 this year.
Well, you have some expensive young guys.
We do. But that's surprising. We're never about that 10. We're not top 10 ever. Who's last? Oakland, of course. Moneyball, baby.
It's that Moneyball.
Moneyball ain't getting you shit right now, boy. You've been giving all your players away.
No, you got to save that Moneyball.
Oh, my God. Pittsburgh.
They're saving it for too long.
Tampa Bay is always the anomaly, bro. Like, Tampa Bay out here, 28th.
It's whatever they do, that like whatever cut and cost measures they do or whatever. It's
Billy B need to go down to Tampa and see what there's really going on around there. Because all these guys on the bottom are just not good, except for Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland is okay.
They're serviceable.
Yeah. But once you get, I mean, the upper echelon literally are the top teams. It's not a surprise.
Right.
It's not a surprise. There's just always like one or two that are do better than normal.
Yeah. So when I was looking through who Oakland even has on their team, and I know Kaprelian because the Yankees drafted him high,
right?
And I know Juris Familia because he was a closer.
Oh, Juris, Juris around
but like
here.
He's terrible. And then after that, it's like,
I know Jace. Is he still on the squad?
Jace Peterson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Jace.
Jesus Aguilar.
Jesus. There you go. Yeah, there's not a lot of names on here, man.
Aledmes Diaz.
Oh man, there's not a lot of names on here. Mm-hmm. Woo! We fleeced Oakland. We fleeced them between the trade for the catcher and fucking whatchamacallit. What's his goddamn name right now? I can't think of it. First baseman. Between the catcher and the first baseman, we fleeced them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, talk about Moneyball.
Seriously, I don't know what they were thinking. It's like you got two young players. We got Matt Olson and Murphy. That's his name.
Mm.
Between Matt Olson and Murphy, my God, both. Are you kidding me? That's easy work. That's not even a thought. To get together. But anyway, let's end it there for our first one.
First one back.
We had WrestleMania. We had MLB. We making it happen. That's us this week. Please follow us, man. Follow us. Like, subscribe, and share, all that good stuff. You're going to see us everywhere. HTW Network out here. We're making things happen.
Yep, we're on the comeback. Comeback. Keep looking for episodes. Keep following. Make sure you like and subscribe to the HTW Network YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right here, you can find it at High Tension HTW all across different social media platforms. Obviously, you can find us at our @ here. Got it on the screen here.
They're on the screen.
I'm at Maestro A. Scott. Sweats, we got you at E. Jacob Music.
Yep. All right.
And but it's good to be back.
It is good to be back.
Feels good to be back.
All right, guys. From me and the Maestro, we are closing up shop.